You know, Rick and Morty isn't just a show, it's a journey. And today we're strapping in for a ride through the dimensions of character evolution, where each portal jump brings us closer to understanding the complexities behind those beloved faces. So grab your portal guns and let's embark on this adventure together, because today we're not just watching Rick and Morty, we're becoming one with the characters. From the first burp to the latest interdimensional shenanigans, Rick's journey has been a roller coaster of genius, chaos, and a dash of existentialism. I mean, who can forget when Morty went from this nervous, stuttering sidekick to standing up to the entire council of Ricks? It's like watching your awkward little brother suddenly become a superhero. Minus the cape, of course. And it's not just about plot twists. It's about how these changes reflect the very fabric of their personalities. So let's dive into the heart of character evolution in the multiverse. But before we delve too deep, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You don't want to miss any of our journeys into the Rick and Morty mysteries. Rick Sanchez. Now let's start with the genius behind it all. The man who makes wubba lubba dub dub a catchphrase.
Wubba lubba dub dub!
Rick Sanchez. Rick, the carefree genius we met in Season 1, is more than just a mad scientist with a penchant for chaos. His journey is a roller coaster of self-discovery and introspection. Imagine Rick as a complex cocktail. The initial seasons are the base, the wild and carefree spirit, but as we sip through the later seasons, we taste the nuanced flavors of introspection and vulnerability. In Season 1, Rick seemed invincible, brushing off emotions like crumbs on his lab coat. Fast forward to recent seasons, and we witness cracks in that tough exterior. Moments like his breakdown in autoerotic assimilation or the unexpected family counseling in Pickle Rick reveal a more vulnerable side. Morty's growth. Morty. The wide-eyed, naive sidekick we all adore. But guess what? He's not just along for the ride. He's driving too. Morty's growth is not just physical. It's a coming-of-age tale in the chaotic cosmos of Rick's adventures. In Season 1, Morty stumbled through portals, wide-eyed and uncertain. Cut to later seasons, he's not just a sidekick, he's a capable companion, facing challenges head-on. Episodes like Morty Night Run and the Ricklantis Mix-Up showcase Morty's evolution, from hesitant follower to assertive decision-maker. Morty's evolution is like a metamorphosis, a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. He's breaking free from the cocoon of uncertainty. Key episodes. Now let's rewind and highlight the episodes that marked significant turning points for our dynamic duo. Autoerotic Assimilation, Season 2. Rick's vulnerability and complicated relationships come to the forefront. Pickle Rick, Season 3. A hilarious yet poignant exploration of Rick's refusal to confront his emotional baggage. Morty Night Run, Season 2. Morty faces moral dilemmas and starts questioning the consequences of their adventures. The Ricklantis Mix-Up, Season 3. Morty's character development takes a political twist, showcasing his growing maturity, unraveling the mindscape psychological aspects. Now, moving on to the epicenter of chaos, Rick's nihilistic philosophy. Rick's not your average scientist. He's a complex concoction of genius, chaos, and a dash of nihilism. His belief that life has no inherent meaning shapes his actions in ways that boggle the mind. Think about it. His catchphrase, wubba lubba dub dub, isn't just a quirky expression. It's a cry for help, a window into the existential struggles Rick faces. His nihilistic outlook, showcased in episodes like Rick's D-Minutes and The Ricks Must Be Crazy, is the driving force behind his seemingly reckless behavior. Morty's coping mechanisms. On the flip side, Morty, our seemingly innocent sidekick, is no stranger to the toll their adventures take on his mental state. His coping mechanisms, often laced with anxiety, are a testament to the psychological impact of their adventures. From his panic attacks in Get Swifty to his existential crisis in Total Rickle, Morty's character development is a roller coaster of emotions. Psychological nuances in supporting characters. But it's not just Rick and Morty in this psychological carnival. Supporting characters add their own layers to the mindscape. Summersmith, often the voice of reason amidst the chaos, embarks on her own journey of self-discovery in the multi-dimensional tapestry of Rick and Morty. Her character evolution is subtle yet significant, reflecting the turbulent nature of adolescence. Summer starts as the typical teenage sister, seemingly disinterested in her grandfather's interdimensional escapades. However, as the series unfolds, we witness her grappling with existential questions, questioning her place in the vastness of the multiverse. The uncertainty of her identity becomes palpable, especially when confronted with alternate versions of herself in different dimensions. Next, Dr. Beth Smith, the complex matriarch of the Smith family, adds a layer of psychological depth to the narrative. Her relationship with Rick is a focal point, showcasing the impact of growing up with a genius but emotionally distant father. Beth's struggle is not just external, but internal, battling the dichotomy of her desire for her father's approval and the need to assert her independence. The episode, The ABCs of Beth, delves into her psyche, presenting a surreal journey that explores her unresolved emotional conflicts. Furthermore, in The Whirly-Durly Conspiracy, her attempts to define her identity independent of Rick lead to unforeseen consequences. Hidden depths, Easter eggs, and character design. Next, spot these Easter eggs that add depth to our favorite characters. Let's start with the mad genius himself, Rick Sanchez. His lab coat isn't just a fashion choice, it's a canvas of hidden symbols and meanings. First off, ever noticed the tiny flask embroidered on his coat? It's not just a quirky accessory, it's a symbol of Rick's coping mechanism. In a universe where chaos reigns supreme, that little flask is his ticket to a temporary escape, a tiny portal to a world where problems don't matter. But that's not all. Notice the patches and pins adorning his coat? They're not just random decorations, they're a visual diary of his adventures and misadventures. The Me Seeks box, for instance, isn't just a nod to a hilarious episode. It represents Rick's constant quest for shortcuts and quick fixes, often leading to unforeseen consequences. Moving on to the color palette. The lab coat's faded blue isn't just a fashion choice. It's a reflection of Rick's world weariness. The stains and wear and tear tell a tale of countless escapades, a roadmap of the multiverse etched into the fabric. But what about those seemingly insignificant accessories? The portal gun, the interdimensional goggles. These represent Rick's connection to the multiverse. Each scratch on the portal gun and scuff on the goggles is a battle scar, a reminder of the interdimensional wars fought for knowledge and chaos. So, the next time you see Rick sporting that lab coat, remember it's not just clothing, it's a visual symphony, a wearable narrative that adds layers to the character we thought we knew. Easter eggs in Morty's expressions and body language. Moving on to Morty Smith. Beyond the stutter and wide-eyed innocence, Morty's expressions and body language are a treasure trove of hidden messages. Take a closer look at his eyebrows. They're not just there for comedic effect. The subtle changes convey his emotional state, from confusion in the face of Rick's madness to determination when facing challenges. Even his iconic "oh geez" has variations that speak volumes about the situation. When Morty is bewildered by Rick's antics, those eyebrows arch up in confusion. In moments of realization, they straighten out with a hint of revelation. And let's not forget his body language. Morty's posture undergoes a subtle metamorphosis as the series progresses. In the early seasons, he's hunched, almost like a human question mark, unsure and tentative. Cut to the later seasons, he stands taller, shoulders squared, embodying a newfound confidence. Similarly, in the earlier seasons, Morty's dialogue was often punctuated by uncertainty and hesitancy. In the later seasons, he's delivering quips and one-liners with the best of them. So the next time you're watching Morty navigate the madness of the multiverse, pay attention to the subtle language written across his face and in the nuances of his body movements. It's a journey within a journey. And Morty's expressions are the interstellar road signs guiding us through the narrative cosmos. Connection between character design and story arcs. Now, let's connect the dots between character design and the narrative arcs. It's not just about looking cool, it's about visual storytelling. Think about it. When Rick's appearance gets disheveled, it mirrors the chaos in his life. Morty's evolving hairstyle isn't just a fashion statement, it marks his journey from a timid sidekick to a more confident adventurer. Even the color palette of supporting characters shifts subtly, reflecting their growth and development. Well, fellow Dimension Hoppers, as we wrap up this interdimensional journey, it's clear that the creators of Rick and Morty are not just crafting a cartoon, they're sculpting a multiversal masterpiece. From Rick's lab coat, a wearable saga woven with symbols and patches, to Morty's evolving posture, the visual storytelling here is unparalleled. It's not just animation, it's an art form that adds layers to the characters, making them feel real, relatable, and at times more complex than some live-action characters. The beauty of this animated cosmos lies in its endless possibilities and characters evolving with each interdimensional escapade. As fans, we're not just spectators. We're explorers navigating the chaotic wonders of the multiverse alongside Rick and Morty. Before we close this portal, I want to hear from you. What hidden details have you noticed in Rick's lab coat? Are there Morty expressions that left you in awe? Share your discoveries in the comments below, and let's continue this conversation across dimensions. And of course, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the visual wonders of Rick and Morty, Don't forget to give that like button a little love and hit subscribe for more interdimensional revelations. We're always on the lookout for the next hidden gem in the animated multiverse, and we want you right there with us. As we close this portal for now, remember to stay curious, and until our next adventure, take care across the cosmic waves of the Rick and Morty universe.